All right. This Zoom session is being brought to you by the Fractal Fire. Okay, for today, we'll begin to solve radical equations. So solving equations involving a square root. Here's a simple one. Square root of x equals a. Well, if you square both sides, and that should be an absolute value, 751. Okay, and square both sides, then we can cancel it over. So we can get x, and from here x equals a squared, but it's not necessarily the reverse. If squares are equal, then the original is not necessarily equal. So for example, -1 is not 1, but if you square both sides, you get the same thing. So by squaring both sides, we might wind up creating roots that don't exist. Therefore, you have to check all solutions to see which ones are to eliminate the spurious solutions. So for example, square root of x minus 1 equals 2. Okay, square both sides. X minus 1 equals 2 squared, so x minus 1 equals 4. Add 1 to both sides and get x equals 5. Now, check that. Plug in 5 in here. Root of 5 minus 1 is root 4 equals 2, which checks. So 5 is, in fact, the solution. But here, square root of y equals -3. If we square both sides, get y equals -3 squared, or y equals 9. But if you plug it in, square root of 9 is 3, which is not -3. So this equation has no solution. All right, here we go through a bunch of examples. Here we have square root of 6x plus 13 equals 7. Okay, simple. We square both sides. 6x plus 13 equals 7 squared. That's 49. Subtract 13. 6x equals 49 minus 13. That's 36. 6x equals 36. Divide by 6. X equals 6. Now check that solution. Plug in 6 in here. Square root of 6 times 6 plus 13. That's square root of 39 plus 13. 36 plus 13 is square root of 49, which does in fact equal 7. Check. So x does in fact equal 6. Now here we have square root of 2r minus 3. That plus 9 equals r. Now it won't work to square both sides here because you get a cross term. 2 times 9 times a root. So it wouldn't get rid of any square root signs. What we do is we first subtract 9 from both sides, and that way isolate the square root. So now root of 2r minus 3 equals r minus 9. Now you square both sides. On the left, you get 2r minus 3. On the right is r minus 9 all squared. Expand that, transpose. R squared minus 20r plus 84 equals 0. After some work, it's factors. 0 equals r minus 6 to r minus 14. And therefore r is 6 or it's 14. Now you need to check both 6 and 14 to see if they work. Check r equals 6. The left side in here is root of twice 6 minus 3 plus 9. As root of 12 minus 3 plus 9 is root 9 plus 9 is 3 plus 9 is 12, and that does not equal 6, which would the right side would be. Now, if this had been a minus root 9, then it would be minus 3 plus 9 would equal 6, but that's what didn't happen. So what happens is moving from here to here, we squared away a negative. So 6 doesn't work. Now try 14. Left side is root of 2 times 14 minus 3, all that plus 9. Is root 25 plus 9. 5 plus 9 is 14 equals the right side. So yes, r equals 14 is the solution, and 6 is spurious. Now here we have a cube root of x cubed minus 7 equals x minus 1. Now here again, we cube away the cube root. So we cube both sides and get x cubed minus 7 equals x minus 1 cubed. All right, so x cubed minus 7 equals, and you expand this here to the x cubed minus 3x plus 3x minus 1. Cancel out the x cubes, do a little bit more work. 0 equals -3x plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 6 divided by -3. 0 equals x squared minus x minus 2. Okay, great. This factors into 0 equals x minus 2 times x plus 1. Product equals 0 means one of the factors is 0, and so either x is 2 or x is -1. Now, okay, you want to check both solutions to see if they're valid. Checking 2, throwing in 2 in here is cube root of 2 cubed minus 7 is cube root of 8 minus 7, which is cube 1. Root of 1, which is 1. And 2 minus 1 is also 1, so they check. Let's try x equals -1. Plug in a -1 here and here. Left side is cube root of -1 cubed minus 7, which is cube root of -8, which is -2. And the right side is -1 minus 1, which is -2. And again, these check. So 2 and -1 both solve this equation. Here it's getting kind of messy because you have 2 square root signs. And again, if we squared this, you get a cross term twice this times this, and that's just, well, more trouble. What we do is we'll first transpose the y plus 7 root. So you get 3 plus root y plus 7 equals y root of y plus 4. This will square away that, but we'll still get a cross term. 3 plus root y plus 7 all squared equals root y plus 4 all squared. Right side is y plus 4. The left side, well, okay, 3 squared is 9. Root y plus 7 squared here, and 2 times the product, which is 6 root y plus 7. Okay, square away the root here. 9 plus 6 root y plus 7 plus y plus 7 equals y plus 4. Transpose the 9, the y, and the 7. 6 root y plus 7 equals 4 minus 7 minus 9. 6 root y plus 7 equals -12. Root y plus 7 is -2. Oh dear. No can do. Square roots are never negative, so we don't have a value. Any solution we'd get, I think it would be something like 4 plus 7, 4 minus 7, -3. Well, that won't work. There are no solutions to this system, to this equation. Here we have 3 root 5n minus 9 equals root 5n. All right, then we can square both sides, and we do. Left side is 9 times 5n minus 9. Right side is 5n. Distribute the 9 over these terms. You get 45n minus 81 equals 5n. All right. Transpose the 5n to the left and 81 to the right. 45n minus 5n equals 81. 40n equals 81. N equals 81 over 40. And okay, checking this is major pain in the neck. And after a little bit of work, both are 9 over 2 root 2. So we'll leave it at that. So n is 81 over 40. It checks. Five. Ah, 3 plus root 5n minus 9 equals root 8n. 5n, excuse me. All right, we square both sides. 9 plus 6 root 5n minus 9 plus root 5n minus 9 squared equals 5n. All right, this is 5n minus 9. Transpose the 9, the 5n and the 9. Let's get 6 root 5n minus 9 equals 5n minus 9 minus 5n plus 9. Oh, it's 0. All right, so dividing by 6, root 5n minus 9 is 0. Squaring 5n minus 9 is 0. Transposing the 9 and the 5. N equals 9/5. You can check that. 3 plus 5 root 9/5 minus 9 is 3 plus root 0 is 3. Right is root of 5 times 5n minus times 9 over 5, which is root 9, which is 3, and it checks. So n is 9/5. A surprisingly easy answer. Here, the cube root of p over 0.02 is 29. So we cube both sides. P over 0.02 equals 29 cubed. Transpose the 0.02. P equals 29 cubed times 0.02, which is 487.78. And this was a word problem involving watts, and the answer is 487.78 watts. Okay, that concludes this section here.